Eating and dining is considered as an important social activity in the Philippines, with condiments and sauces being an essential part of it. Condiments such as soy sauces and vinegar has always made itself part of the Filipino dining experience. In the past decade, Filipinos have shown great interest in health and wellness. A survey conducted by the AIA Group shows that 84% of the respondents are not satisfied with their current state of health. By incorporating the importance of condiments to Filipino households and the Filipinos' continual awareness for health and wellness, the proponents were able to come up with Sanderiana's oyster mushroom sauce.
To help formulate the company's long-term marketing strategies and strengthen the company's competitive advantage, the proponents conducted an industry analysis. For social-cultural, the proponents took advantage of the rising health consciousness of Filipinos. The increase in consumers' health awareness would also increase the demand for oyster mushroom sauce and seasoning. In terms of the power of buyers, the proponents seized the opportunity in which there is no existing brand loyalty for a mushroom-based sauce. This would allow the proponents to capture untapped potential market. The proponents also took advantage of the lack of popularity of mushroom-based condiments in Metro Davao and Cebu. This allows the company to pioneer the product in these regions. The government support is a huge help in this line of business. The Philippine government offers seminars and subsidies to encourage mushroom production and the production of value-added products of mushrooms in the Philippines.
The proponents also identify the threats that the company might face. By identifying these threats, the company can formulate risk management plans to overcome these threats. The low supply of mushrooms is identified as a threat because this would affect the pricing of the finished goods. Threat of new entrants is high because of the industry's low capital and high returns. Rivalry among competitors is high as well because existing brands and condiments are already established on the market, which would greatly affect overall market share. And lastly, the proponents considered the increasing value of equipment as a threat because of how it would increase the cost of production.
There are three main competitors identified among liquid condiments. These are Mamacita's oyster sauce, Unilever's Knorr liquid seasoning, and NutriAsia's Silver Swan soy sauce. And for the dry condiments, the main competitors identified are Ajinomoto's Ginisa Mix and Maggi Magic Sarap. One of the opportunities that the proponents see in the product is the price of Sanderiana oyster mushroom sauce and seasoning. The proponent considers the brand as a premium product and its price is competitive compared to other premium liquid condiments. A threat to the production of oyster mushroom sauce and seasoning is the shortage of suppliers. Without abundant source of oyster mushroom, the company limits its production and could have a hard time meeting the demand.
Sanderiana is the condiment line that offers a healthier upgrade to every Filipino's home-cooked meals. Unlike other brands, Sanderiana's oyster mushroom sauce and seasoning not just provides numerous health benefits, but is also 100% locally made. Oyster mushroom sauce and oyster mushroom seasoning are condiments that have the health benefits provided by its main ingredient, the oyster mushroom. The unique flavor that these condiments possess allows consumers to enhance the flavor of their dishes and make meals more interesting while receiving the oyster mushroom's nutritional properties.
Customer segments for Sanderiana's mushroom-based condiments include households that belong to the A, B, and C plus bracket, who use condiments on a daily basis. The company will take advantage of the growing trend of a healthy lifestyle as a way to penetrate the market. By 2022, the potential market for Sanderiana is approximately 3,000 households, which is projected to increase by 37% on 2024 because of the company's expansion on Metro Cebu and Metro Manila, resulting in 6,000 households. By 2025, it will increase to 8,000 households and 10,000 households by 2026. The market share is initially at 0.80% of the potential market in the three major cities of Metro Davao, and it is projected to increase at least 0.05% every year. The company's placement strategy is to engage with various distribution channels. For the cities of Davao, Tagum, and Panabo, distribution via online selling, resellers, and retailers will be utilized. However, for the rest of Metro Davao, only online selling and resellers will be used. Once the company expands the distribution to Metro Cebu and Manila on 2024, the only distribution method will be through online selling. To build product awareness, the promotion strategy of the company is as follows: digital marketing, which will make use of social media platforms for updates and announcements; affiliate marketing to broaden the audience and boost reputation; release of physical posters and brochures; consumer promotions to increase customer loyalty; trade promotions for additional exposure through culinary events; and agri-trade shows where the product can be displayed and featured.
The selling price per box of Sanderiana's oyster mushroom sauce is as follows. For 175-gram bottles, the box contains 24 bottles with a selling price of 3,780 pesos. For 350 grams, the box contains 12 bottles with a selling price of 3,930 pesos. For the oyster mushroom seasoning of 150 grams, in which one box contains 24 jars, the selling price is 3,540 pesos. These selling prices are inclusive of the 20% trade discount and value-added tax, and these prices will increase in the succeeding years to cover inflation.
The various ingredients needed for the production of the mushroom sauce and seasoning is one of the key resources needed by the company for production, with oyster mushroom as the most important among these ingredients. The company's labor force is also a key resource for the production and packaging of the product. The labor force is also responsible for making the product readily available for distribution. The key partners of the company will include the suppliers and distributors. The suppliers will involve mushroom growers from the Davao Region Mushroom Growers Association, the local community in San Rafael, Maa, Davao City. Distributors will include all leading supermarkets in Davao City, followed by distributing in the leading malls in Tagum and Panabo City. Resellers from Metro Davao, Metro Cebu, and Metro Manila are key partners as well in the distribution of the company's product.
For the company's key activities, the acquisition of loans and investments will commence in the first quarter of 2021. This will aid the proponents in capitalizing the business opportunities as well as take care of the essential expenses. This activity will include loans and investments from banks, the government, the DRMGA, and investors. The legal requirements will be taken care of within the first 2 quarters of 2021. Marketing of the products will begin on the third quarter of 2021 through digital marketing, posters, and brochures, followed by trade and consumer promotions once production and sales has begun. By the fourth quarter of 2021, the proponents will proceed in purchasing equipment and materials necessary for production. By the first quarter of 2022, the proponents will start acquiring the raw materials, begin production and sales, which will continue throughout the 5-year operations.
The total estimated cost of this project is approximately 1.9 million pesos. Capital expenditures, which is composed of factory and office equipment, is approximately 605,000 pesos. Pre-operating expenses, which is composed of permits and licenses and other pre-operating expenses, is around 336,000 pesos. Working capital for 1 month amounts to 826,000 pesos. A contingency fund, which is 10% of the project cost, was also included.
In the first quarter of operations, the company will be targeting Davao City. In the fourth quarter of the first year, the company will also start to expand and cater Tagum and Panabo City. This would bring the company a revenue of approximately 11.4 million pesos for the year. Digos and Santa Cruz are targeted to be covered starting 2023, and Carmen is targeted to be covered on the second quarter of the same year, bringing in a total of revenue of 15.5 million for the year. Metro Cebu is targeted to be covered on the first quarter of 2024 and Metro Manila on the third quarter of 2024, which brings the total revenue to 27.5 million pesos for the year.
Among the company's operating expenses, marketing expense holds the largest sum, making up 50% of the operating expenses. This huge budget for marketing allows the company to have good exposure, which results to more consumers being aware of the product and encourage them to buy the product. The net income on the first year is expected to be 2.4 million pesos and will increase to 2.9 in the following year. A great increase in net income is expected to be at 5.8 million pesos by the third year because of the expansion to Metro Cebu and Metro Manila, and will continue to rise until the fifth year.